And now, a thought from Geico Motorcycle.
It took 15 minutes to take a spirit animal quiz online.
Please be the cheetah. Please be the cheetah.
And learn your animal isn't the cheetah, but the far less appealing blobfish.
Oh, come on.
To add insult to injury, you could have used those 15 blobfish minutes to switch your motorcycle insurance to Geico.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on motorcycle insurance.
Geico presents, yikes, another voicemail from your roommate.
Sup, roomie? Hey, a pipe burst in the basement. It's completely flooded. Anyway, I called for someone to fix it, but in the meantime, I was thinking we could finally have that indoor pool party we've always wanted. I got some cool swan floaty things already going. Could you pick up some chips on your way home? Later.
The Geico Insurance Agency could help keep your personal property protected, like if your roommate isn't the brightest pool float in the flooded basement. Visit geico.com to see how easy it is to switch and save on renter's insurance.
Hey, this is Otacon. You're listening to The Prototype with Handsome Tom and Captain Awesome, only on the Gameheroes.com. Snake? Snake! Snake!
What's going on? You are listening to the Prototype Podcast, and I'm actually not joined with my new co-host, Jamie I'm Cool Johnston. I'm joined with someone whose voice you may be familiar with.
Hey everybody, it's Handsome Tom again.
Holy shit, where have you been?
That's right, I've been busy, man. What's your co-host's name again?
Jamie Johnston.
No, the moniker.
Oh, I'm cool. Basically, he'll say blah blah blah, and I'm cool.
Got it. Just checking. So, Mike, what's going on?
Well, not a whole lot. As you can see, we've restored the Prototype over on This Week in Geek with Jamie. We've done about 4 shows so far.
Very nice.
And still gaming. Just came back from MagFest about a month ago now. Mm-hmm. And am just kind of enjoying getting back into the swing of things. Kind of deciding 2013 is going to be the year of reinventing the geek. I'm not going to push myself into playing games, because you gave me this advice years ago. You're gonna burn yourself out.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened. And I'm just having a lot of fun just playing games that I want to play, not, ooh, this game is terrible, why don't I torture myself? So, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing, and I just discovered the fun that is Saints Row 3 last night. I bought all the DLC because I had a bunch of Xbox Live points, and beating people to death with dildos and not being able to die is really, really fun.
That sounds kind of boring to me, but what are you going to do? I've actually been playing a ton of games. I just beat Deus Ex Human Revolution.
And what did you think?
It wasn't bad. The boss fights were the easiest thing ever. And then it just kind of got repetitive. I thought it was going in a cool direction. It's just like, oh, let's finish this game. I've started playing Dishonored, haven't gotten too far into that. New map packs just came out. I'm excited about those for Call of Duty. And then we also have Borderlands DLC, which I started playing last week. And it's okay. The problem is, I think I've glitched it out because there's no missions except for finding the rare whatever, which is kind of weak.
So, have you beaten the main campaign?
Yeah, I'm in the second playthrough, but I haven't beaten the second playthrough.
Huh. I don't know. I kind of wonder if you did glitch.
I don't know. Well, I'll try to turn it back on, but we were just wandering around trying to find, the next mission, and the only mission that lets me select is to find the rare animal, or, rare animals or whatever they are. And then it doesn't tell you where, it just has a diamond on where you actually start missions, so it's confusing. Totally stoked about the new Wind Waker remake.
Yep, I was actually rather surprised that Nintendo was going to do that one, actually.
Well, why would you ever be surprised? Name a game that they have not remade.
Link to the Past?
They have remade it.
Really? On the Game Boy Advance, right?
Came with the Four Swords Adventures.
Oh, okay. Majora's Mask? Could you argue that one?
Yeah, I guess, but that was their least popular. But think about it. They've remade and reported and blah, blah, blah. I'm still excited because it's one of my favorite games. I really hope that they give me more options with the Wii U pad.
Yep.
Because it sounds like that they're not going to.
I'm really excited for the Virtual Console on the 3DS. The fact that it's got Super Nintendo games on the go.
Yeah, I mean, that's all cool, but it's nothing new. That's the problem. And the Wii U right now is just collecting dust, which makes me really sad.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I played it a bunch leading up to launch week, a little bit afterwards, and pretty much from Christmas on, I haven't touched it. And that really sucks.
Yeah, no, it's really weak, man. They just don't have any games to play. And then, like, as soon as I unboxed it and started playing, I was like, this is reminding me of my Wii. I'm going to beat the 4 Nintendo titles that come out in the next 2 years, and then it's going to collect dust. Actually, the only thing I like about it a lot is the interface for Netflix. Really nice.
Yeah. It's one of the things I really dig about it is some of the new game features, like for Mass Effect 3, you can access all your powers, you can see your map there, which is a small thing, but it's fun.
Bought any of the games that I've already beaten. So that's why I haven't messed with those. The question for you, Mike, are you getting Aliens on the Wii U or the PC? What would you do?
I'm actually going to get it on the 360 just because I like the control. Now, I could get it on the Wii U, which is supposed to be the most technically advanced one. But
even over the PC? See, right now, I am PC hardcore gaming. I'm going crazy with that because I'm using my Xbox controller with it. It's great.
I just never got into it, and I guess the fact that I can be more comfortable gaming on my couch as opposed to...
I'm gaming on my couch?
Well, I'd have to move my tower out there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, see, I got the Alienware, and I threw it underneath my TV, and the big screen gaming and using the Xbox controller has been great. I'm loving it. I'm downloading free maps. I'm playing online for free. It's just a cheaper, more user-friendly environment now, which I think is going to be a huge shift, especially with the announcement of the Steam box or whatever they're going to call it.
Oh, yeah. That's something that I'm actually kind of looking forward to. And the Orbis.
It's really just a PC, though. I mean, as long as it's cheap, I mean, if it can be console cheap and have the same power as my, Alienware X51, screw it. It's on.
Oh, yeah. Definitely looking forward to that.
And you saw the specs on the PS3?
Do you mean the PS4?
Yeah, I'm sorry, PS4.
No, actually. I have not checked into that over the weekend.
It looks pretty powerful, but, I mean, so did the PS3 with their cell processor that did jack crap. So, I've been talking it over, and I think I'm going to wait on the PS3 unless they have something to blow me away at E3 this year. And, yes, we're going to E3 this year. We're not going to do any coverage. I might, meet up with some people and be in some of their videos for fun. But, look forward to, if you guys are going, you'll probably see myself, Wes, and Cameraman Joe there just for fun.
Which I guess brings us to why you're back. Well, guys, as you guys know, the Gameheroes officially retired back in October. And as I mentioned in my YouTube video that I posted a response to, I found out when I saw the video. So I guess we have to ask the questions, the 5 W's. So I guess we'll start with the most obvious. Why?
Well, the problem is we didn't want to become, that website that has, content once a month. It was getting to the point where people were just busy. I mean, Cameraman Joe, his second son was born 2 weeks ago, so that always that's great. But it was just really the time. We would love to put more time and effort into our videos, but the problem is with owning a couple of restaurants and possibly opening more, that time runs out. Now, this doesn't mean that, there's always a possibility that we could come back. We probably won't come back under the Gameheroes. We probably start fresh with something new. But it's, maybe. We'll have to see.
Yeah, so... it was really a shock to a lot of us, and your video on YouTube, I think, got a significant amount of views, and community response was mixed. Obviously, in our own forums, a lot of us were shocked. There's one forum thread there where we all kind of keep in touch called The Last One Out Hit the Lights. And I don't know. I guess it took all of us as a surprise.
The thing is that, it was a roller coaster ride. I mean, Mike, if you think back to the beginning, it was myself, Jared, Joey, Jeff Sexton. I mean, we had like 8 people that were doing this. And what's weird is when we started making money, that's when people decided not to stick around anymore. I'm not sure why.
Now, I guess that would be something to talk about, sort of a where are they now?
Well, Jeff Sexiness is working in a gas station.
Sorry, it's a funny mental image.
Sure. Jordan Doom is a nurse, I think, in San Antonio now. Mickey is working at his parents' pool business, living at his parents' house, as far as I know. I haven't heard from Mickey.
I think he's doing some kind of corporate thing now. Actually, I think he's doing really well.
No, he's working. He's doing pool stuff, and he's working with John, his friend, who designed our website. They work for a small company that does something. I don't remember what. But that's all just from what Mickey posts. So I have no idea, but he hasn't talked to me in a year, I'd say.
Yeah, according to his Facebook, he's the campaign manager at Dallas Road shows. I knew he was doing something other than doing kind of website stuff. Yeah, but that's good though.
I have no idea. Who else was there? There was why can't I think of his name? The other camera guy that we had with Joey back in the day.
JD?
No, JD moved. He's working for. I think he might be working for Activision now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether he survived the Guitar Hero or DJ Hero Slash.
Producer Shane.
Okay, what happened?
He won a film contest, and then they were trying to do production, and I don't know if they've done anything else since. Jared is actually doing a forklift job now. I suppose he's still going to school? I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time that I talked to him.
Andy moved to Japan. And then, cameraman Joe and I are still doing the restaurant stuff.
There was one other person, wasn't there?
Well, Greg was awesome, but he just had a financial problem and then never had the money to buy a new computer, got busy, and disappeared. Elite Alyssa, I have no idea. She disappeared. See, my brother dated her, and then they broke up, so that's why she disappeared. Mm-hmm. Or she probably would have been around longer. It's just an interesting turn of events. I mean, towards the end, it was really just me, and then Joey was busy with, doing other things.
I think it was just mostly just me and you, wasn't it? For a while, you, me, and Jason?
Yeah, pretty much the prototype and the news, and then every once in a while when I get the guys together, we, do an adults only or do whatever. But, there's still plenty of room on the internet to make videos someday. I'm not going to say we're going to come back this year, but there's always a possibility if we wanted to come back in the future, and if there's an opportunity, we could take it.
Speaking of that, where the hell's Jason? I haven't talked to that chunky bastard in a while either.
He has gotten promoted, actually. He's like a field supervisor for his security, blah, blah, blah.
So he's RoboCop now, or?
He is. He's actually getting his officer commission license, so he'll be carrying a gun on his hip here pretty soon.
Wow, just Jason with a gun. That'll be amazingly fun.
Sure.
I guess let's kind of talk about the last 4 years. I mean, the Gameheroes came apart when you left Screw Attack back in 2008, and I met you at one of the Iron Man of Gaming, the 2008 Iron Man of Gaming. Now, we'd been talking because I did an interview with you and Craig for my school projects back when I was at Niagara College.
Well, I think we met when you sent us a tattoo of the Screw Attack logo on your arm.
Yep.
After our first year.
Yep, which I still have, and people, when I went to MagFest, like, can I see it?
Yeah.
Which is kind of amazing. People still remember that sort of thing.
Well, you did permanently tattoo your body with a logo that Wes drew. Oh, speaking of Wes is the other guy. Wes, he's the guy that designed most of the Screw Attack websites until probably the last one, actually. A friend of mine used to work with me at EB Games, and he lives in California. He is working for a software company. He was with Namco for a while. Now he's doing educational games, Smarty Ants. My favorite thing is they have this plush talking dog that works along with the game itself on the computer. So I call it, I forget what I call it, but it's all Wes's voice and songs, which is really funny. The Wes dog.
We forgot one person. What happened to Liz?
Oh, she's good. She's working right now. We've got our second child on the way, so that's good.
Yay!
So don't know if it's a boy or girl yet. We'll see. And the little girl is great. She's running around, starting to complete sentences, and she likes playing on her Leapfrog iPad.
How old is Alara now?
She is 2 in a couple of months.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should name your kid after me.
What, the next one? What if it's a girl?
Still name it Mike Dodd.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So when we first met face to face, I remember you came to the Iron Man of Gaming, despite what had happened that year between the rift between you and Craig. Mm-hmm. And it was you, Jason, Joey, and I think Jared. We went to CC's Pizza, which is obviously a big thing for like Screw Attack and pretty much anybody who comes down to Dallas for some strange reason. And we all sat there just talking. And I remember you sat across the table from me and you knew about my work with TWIG. And you said, hey, how do you feel about doing a podcast? And I remember we started the first week of August, because I needed time to get things set up. And pretty much the day I joined the forums, which I think was August 1st, 2008, I think our first show was not too long after that. Mm-hmm. And it's just amazing to think that we did a show pretty much every week consistently for 4 years. I mean, there might be the time where we'd miss 1 or 2 weeks here and there, but guaranteed we'd have 2 shows out a month for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we did a lot of interesting things. We talked to a lot of interesting people. We had Kyle Abear on the show, who's the voice of Ryu.
Which made me sad he's not good at Street Fighter.
Yeah,
at all.
That was fun kicking his ass.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else. We had Spoonie on the show to talk about wrestling games.
We also had him do a commentary with Mickey with a WWE promo video for an NES wrestling game. Angry Joe's been in several videos. We've the Playboy girl from, what's it called? Joe. Remember her? She was pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What was that? MTV Video Game Awards.
Yeah, and that was something that you and I got to do, because that was the first press event you and I attended personally, was that, and that was 2010. We got to meet Jennifer Hale, Allie Hills, Tony Hawk, the guy that played Thor. Who else did we meet that night? We met some people from the cast of Weeds, but I wasn't watching the show at that point.
I've never seen it. Yeah, there was all kinds of people there. And then there Elijah Dushku, but she just walked by and didn't talk to anybody.
Neil Patrick Harris gave me a high five.
Yeah, and then Beyonce, I think, was there, wasn't she?
There was some pretty big singer. I can't remember whether it was Beyonce or who.
Well, yeah, but she had like armed guards all around her.
Oh, God.
Didn't talk to anybody.
And that's another thing, too. I mean, going to these big shows, it was really surprising where we got placed. I mean, we were just off the main stage. So if anybody wanted interviews, we were right there.
Yeah, we got a ton of videos from that. It was a lot of fun, man. It's really fun being behind the scenes, and they had this little press room for us afterwards, and that's where I interviewed the Playboy girl and a couple other guys from different websites.
I remember sitting in the room because I was live blogging it for TWIG and for the Gameheroes, and I remember when they announced Character of the Year, it was the guy from Black Ops, and I remember the entire. I didn't mean for this to come out as loud as it did. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. The entire room looked at me and then laughed. That was a fun time. And then that was the year of Angry Joe's feud with Jeff Keighley.
What sucks is Angry Joe, remember he pussed out in the interview.
I'd say he came at it
professionally. I like Angry Joe, but he had this giant list, and like Jeff Keighley just dominated him.
Well, yeah, that's the thing with Jeff. He's a tiger.
He was ready. He was ready. Yeah, he was giving him like weird answers and saying blah blah blah, and it was just weird. It was weird all around.
But I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, and
I told him to keep the feud going. He should have.
And then we couldn't find a decent after party. after the event. I mean, I was with Angry Joe and some of the other Blizzard Thumbs guys, and we were wandering around the streets of Los Angeles, and we heard, oh, there's a party here, there's a party there. We eventually settled in some Irish pub.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I'll tell you, that was one of the best steaks I've ever had in my life. Was at this little hole-in-the-wall pub.
You would remember about a steak that you had.
Dude, Tom, I still remember the best salad of my life I've ever had was at your restaurant.
Yeah.
And that's a reason to come back to Texas. I'm sadly not kidding when I say that. Trying to think of one of the other things we did during the first couple years of the Game Heroes is me, Joey, and Jared went to go behind the scenes of the Ghostbusters game.
Oh, yeah.
And that was really cool. We went to Terminal Reality, who were the developers of Blood Rain, I believe, and they're doing something big right now.
Yeah,
The Walking Dead game, that's it.
Are they doing the Walking Dead game?
Yep, they're doing Survival Instinct. I think that's what it's called.
A different spin-off. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you that it's gonna be disappointing.
I hope it isn't. I'm really hoping, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
When we went there, we met a good chunk of the development team. We got a behind the scenes video, which we were the first. I think we were the first outlet to break. We had some exclusive footage. They showed us the Ghostbusters in the elevator talking back and forth, and that was some of the first play we'd seen between all the kind of voice actors. They also showed us the Dallas Ghostbuster guy who came out in the full gear, and to get the proton pack sound, they had him jog around in the sound booth. And it was just really neat just to see what these guys had to be at a real development studio, because my only experience previous to that was going to Silicon Knights.
And now, a thought from Geico Motorcycle.
It took 15 minutes to take a spirit animal quiz online.
Please be the cheetah. Please be the cheetah.
And learn your animal isn't the cheetah, but the far less appealing blobfish.
Oh, come on.
To add insult to injury, you could have used those 15 blobfish minutes to switch your motorcycle insurance to Geico.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on motorcycle insurance.
Geico presents Yikes! Another voicemail from your roommate.
Sup, roomie? Hey, a pipe burst in the basement. It's completely flooded. Anyway, I called for someone to fix it, but in the meantime, I was thinking we could finally have that indoor pool party we've always wanted. I got some cool swan floaty things already going. Could you pick up some chips on your way home? Later.
The Geico Insurance Agency could help keep your personal property protected, like if your roommate isn't the brightest pool float in the flooded basement. Visit geico.com to see how easy it is to switch and save on renter's insurance.
In St. Catharines, Ontario, which I think that was the year Too Human came out. What a piece of shit. Which now all copies must be destroyed.
That's why you should buy them now. Get a sealed copy, man.
I really should, actually. And you know what? For all the shit X-Men Destiny gets, I mean, Joe reviewed it. I reviewed it. I kind of like it, and I don't know why.
No, you don't. I played the first hour, got just about all the achievements, and then shut it off. Every 5 seconds, oh, you picked up an item achievement.
Yeah, you've completed this costume achievement.
Yeah, it was. I didn't finish it, and that's rare.
I will say this. One of the greatest things the Game Heroes gave me was a lot of exposure. And it's really helped me in my career professionally now. I do a lot of consulting with various companies. A lot of it that I can't talk about.
Well, what's great is, I didn't realize this, but we gave that guy with the glasses a big break. When we first started, and then we posted his thing, that's what got him really started.
I remember the first anniversary brawl. That you and I actually was that no yeah that was the second time we'd met, because we all had to stay in the same hotel room because I did my co-op with you, and my final project was being your wedding photographer.
And then that's where we made James sing his own song.
Yep.
You weren't there for that, but yeah, I always thought that was pretty funny.
That was a fun couple of days, just hanging out, meeting all these internet personalities before people knew who we really were. I remember meeting Benzai.
Benzai is my favorite, man. I love that guy. I'm hoping that we go to France next summer to see him.
I would like that. I mean, I haven't seen Benzai in years. I mean, I still talk to him occasionally on Facebook or Skype. I remember meeting Lindsay, the nostalgia chick. I remember sitting on a hotel cart with her and just talking for like hours. I remember talking with Cold Guy, one of my favorite people that I've met from the website.
And have you heard the rumor about the angry video game nerd?
No.
He's retiring.
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me because much like Doug with...
Wait, but Doug's come back. Yeah, somebody posted a video, gave it to me the other day. Doug's not coming out of retirement.
Yeah, he's going to bring the Nostalgia Critic character back, and...
I'm not shocked. I mean, you don't kill off your main show. It's ridiculous.
It's kind of like when you kill off a beloved character. Kind of like how Friday the 13th, Part 4 was called The Final Chapter. No, it isn't. People love Jason. And with James, it wouldn't surprise me. Really.
Well, yeah, supposedly the angry video game nerd, he dies in the movie and that's it. He's done.
It wouldn't surprise me. And I think James has earned the right, because he's made his money. Unbelievable amounts of it. And you know what? I think if he wants to go off into the sunset and make movies professionally or independent, he's earned that right. I mean, there's only so many times you can say piece of fucking dog shit before it becomes stale.
You know what's funny, and nobody really knows, he was actually tired of doing the nerd videos before we signed the Game Trailers contract. He was ready to be done.
Really? Inside information.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't matter now, but he was like, I want to make my horror films or whatever he was doing. So that's why he keeps making fewer and fewer of them. One, he doesn't, material, and two, it's not his favorite thing to do.
I think after the Game Trailers contract got signed, I think he started to enjoy some of them.
No,
because some of them were really well done.
He just had a budget instead of no budget. That's the only difference. He's been trying to retire for 2 years.
And that's the weird thing about internet personalities. I mean, obviously, Tom, you and your crew have retired, and we have to all look at each other and eventually start to say, when do we get off the ride?
Well, it just depends on where you want to go with it. I mean, if you look at people like Jose or whatever it's called, they just use this as a stepping stone, and it's something we very well could have done. But it's just not something that any of us were here wanted to do. We just love video games and filming, so we're just going to do that because that's what we love doing.
Yeah, I mean, this proved to be a stepping stone for me to get into actually a lot of convention stuff, which I didn't quite expect. I work with several conventions to get them guests and maintain things, and that's something I never thought I'd ever kind of get into. I mean, being a net personality, in a lot of ways, you get to be a professional nerd, geek, or whatever. And I don't know, it's a lot of fun. But eventually, as you've discovered, Tom, you had a kid with a second one on the way. You had a business. So in a lot of ways, I'm actually surprised this didn't come sooner.
Well, yes and no. I mean, like I said, if we hated it, it would have come sooner. But we didn't. And, making money on the side and using video games as a tax write-off is a great thing. I mean, guess what? I talked about Too Human, tax write-off. Done.
Now, that reminds me, when you retired, you had a massive eBay sale.
It wasn't that massive.
I don't know. You were selling off a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, I sold off the things that were still in boxes after 3 years of being in this house. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if I'm not going to play them, or if I'm not going to put it up on the walls, it's taking up space.
See, I was hoping you sent me a message one day. Said, Mike, I'm going to send you a package. Cool. I got my prototype check for the quarter. I'm not going to disclose how small it was. And you said there's a surprise. And I'm thinking, please tell me you're going to send me a microphone, because I know you had a bunch lying around the house. And what do I get? My own apron from when we went to the Fight Club in 2010.
Yeah, well, it took me 2 years to send it to you. Come on.
I was like, that's funny, but you bastard. So speaking of the kind of game collection, how much has it grown since?
No, not really. Actually, we're looking at moving. So I packed up. I packed up the entire game collection. Oh my god, 3 truckloads.
Holy shit!
And I stored it away for now because it makes it easier to sell the house, without having a bunch of stuff laying around. And you don't want people to take stuff while they're going through your house.
Yeah, that's true. And you haven't been in this house that long.
3 years.
Wow. Are you and Liz looking to trade up, trade down?
Just a change, closer to different areas where we're possibly opening a new store, that kind of thing.
Good times, good times.
Yeah, and I like to keep moving, man. I get bored easy.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've definitely noticed about you. There's always something on the go, and that's kind of why I'm hoping eventually you guys do come back, because you guys did offer a lot of content, and if it can be just strictly you guys when you feel like it, I really think that would be a boon, because you live near so many developers, Gearbox, Terminal Reality, id Software. There's a lot of neat people in Dallas, and Dallas is an interesting city. There's always something to do.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't know. I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, I'm glad I was on the ride with you. I mean, honestly, you opened so many doors with me. In fact, Dallas as a whole opened a lot of doors with me. I mean, I met a lot of people through Mickey. I met a lot of people through Craig Skismas. I've made some interesting friends along the way. And some of my best times are hanging out with you, Jason, sitting in your living room playing games till 3 a.m, or you and I driving around Dallas talking about really stupid shit.
Yeah, well, you need to actually challenge me one of these days, because I keep beating your ass at every game.
Except Mortal Kombat 2, where I fisted you.
It's 1 out of 10 games. I don't know if that's called fisting.
1 out of 10 games, my ass. You lost to me at least 7 out of 10.
You built up this thing that you were going to be here in a month, and you're like, I'm going to train on Street Fighter, and you didn't even touch the ground.
Yeah, no shit. I suck at that one. I will openly admit that. And then you beat the crap out of me in Marvel vs. Capcom. That's where I didn't hit the ground.
Oh yeah, well,
still,
I really need to play some of those games again. I miss them. I'm stoked about the new NetherRealms game with the DC. Yeah, it's gotta be a step up from their last Justice League game on the Sega Genesis, the fighting game.
I remembered. Actually, I played Injustice a couple months ago. Yeah. And I swear to God, it was near gold then, because it's really polished. The physics feel a lot more fluid than, say, DC versus Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, well, Ed Boon's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, he really understands what's kind of going into this, and I think people should be excited for it.
That's something I did get. I have they only gave it to press, so there's only a couple hundred of them, but they're all signed by Ed Boon, and it's like a framed picture with Scorpion, but it's not a picture. It's 3D. It sticks out a little bit. I think it's really badass.
You should take a picture of that, post it on your Facebook profile.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing, man. So I have gotten a few things, but I haven't gone crazy lately. I mean, Christmas time, you got to buy presents and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Well, I guess you knew this, as not long after you retired, I sold off my retro game collection.
Crazy.
Yeah, I you know what? It just became work. After I wasn't enjoying. I was collecting it to have stuff, and it just wasn't fun anymore. And now that I'm doing some retro stuff. I do a lot via emulator. I have my own personal rule. I have to have owned it. And then that's how I decide what I'm going to do for RADs. I mean, by the time this airs, I will have done 5 Ninja Turtle games.
Love those games, man.
Oh, yeah.
Love them.
There are very few bad ones. A lot of them are just okay.
And people didn't like the first one, man. The first one's enjoyable. It's a little weird and it's long, but, I mean, once you know where to go, it's a fun game.
I just beat it.
And you had to get the ropes for the top of the buildings? Everybody forgot that.
Yep. The hallway before Shredder demolished me.
Well, Technodrome's not that bad, though.
Yeah, once you figure out how to beat the Technodrome, it's basically don't let up. I mean, if you stop attacking for a second, you'll get swarmed. When I beat Shredder, it was so anticlimactic. I just stood on this top platform with Donatello and just hit him with the bow staff. He jumped, knocked down, jumped, knocked down. I'm thinking, well, this is anticlimactic. And
you glitched it out. You could have manned up and not done the cheat.
Oh, I just thought it was a good idea. I didn't even know it was a cheat. Well, goddamn. And the second Ninja Turtles game I beat.
It's a tough game.
It is, because you don't get as many lives as I think you need. And I had a guy on Blizzard Thumbs tell me that there's a way to get 9 lives without the cheat. You just have to sit on the highway for a really long-ass time and hit foot soldiers, because they keep spawning infinite motorcycles.
Well, be sure you play Hyperstone Heist on the Genesis.
I reviewed that a couple of months ago, and that's a really underappreciated Genesis game.
Yeah, no, it's a good game. Yes, it rips off the one on Super Nintendo, but there's extra levels, there's extra things. It's a fun game,
and it is technically longer. Technically,
that's what she said. We need Jason here for that. Yeah.
Oh, Jason and his 9 dicks. So I guess, Tom, we've pretty much taken it as far as we really can. I mean, the Game Heroes website will be up for several more years, I understand.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. I really wish I could have somebody fix it so we could archive everything, so it'd be easy to find all of our stuff. But YouTube's fine. Our Blip page still has a bunch of stuff. I know we have like 4 Vimeo pages, because they only let you allow uploads for a certain amount. So we had, and I don't remember the passwords for any of them, so I don't even, whatever. We stopped using them. We had to use them in the beginning because nobody had big enough files for, the idea was to make a, when I left Screw Attack, I was like, we're going to start another site. It's gonna look like we ripped them off, even though I started it, So I was hoping to try something a little different and just make one long show and try to highlight certain things. But, the problem with that is, 1, time, 2, the size of the files and editing and rendering. And then 3, people on the internet have short attention spans. They want to click and go. So that's why shorter videos are usually the way to go, unless you have something crazy.
So I guess, Tom, before we close this out, obviously you're welcome back on the show. Anytime you want to talk about something, just let me know.
All right.
And I guess, what would you say to the people that stuck with the Game Heroes from day one?
Oh, we always, like in our final video, we've always appreciated our fans. It's sad that I don't talk to some of these guys as much as I used to, but I've had some more people add me on, Xbox, and I've been playing with those guys. Of course we miss it. It's kind of weird, because I feel like I'm not doing enough with my time after we left the site, because I always set aside Monday nights and blah 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 to do editing, and when you don't have that going on anymore, it's a change. But no, yeah, the fans. I'm so glad a lot of them stuck with us. We could have done it without all those people in the forums. Actually, we might be. I'm going to Ireland during the week of St. Patrick's Day, and we're supposed to hang out with Miss Cupcakes. Speaking of somebody from the forums,
that would be really cool.
Yeah.
So hopefully you get a chance to go do that. I think Diamanda Hagen lives over there too.
Really? Yeah, we're going to be there for like 7 days, and we stay at a different castle every night, and we got a car, and I don't know, just changing it up, doing something crazy.
That's pretty fucking pimp, actually.
Yeah.
You lucky bastard. Well, I guess, Tom, since I signed off the show for so many years, we're going to continue the show, as you guys have heard, with Jamie Johnston, one of the newest members to This Week in Geek. So I guess, Tom, it's up to you to officially pass the reins over to us.
Yeah, well, hopefully the prototype will live on and you guys will get a ton of listens.
I'm hoping so. So, for the Prototype Podcast, I've been Mike the Birdman Dodd. Tom, take us out.
And I'm Handsome Tom. Hopefully we'll see you guys in the future.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's Employee of the Month, 2 months in a row. Leave a message at the... Hi, Jamie. It's me, Jamie. I just had a new idea for our song about the Name Your Price tool. So when it's like, tell us what you want to pay, hey, 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 and the trombone goes, blah, 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 and you say, we'll help you find coverage options to fit your budget. Then we just all do finger snaps while a choir goes, statements coming at ya, statements coming at ya. Yes? No? Maybe? Anyway, see you at practice tonight. I got new lyrics for the rap break.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
And now, an ad from Dad.
All right, save money on car insurance when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Can I take these off? All right. What is this? This looks good. Wow. That's well made. Where did you get this? I'm talking to you with the hair. Yeah, where did you get this? It's good stuff. That's solid. That's not veneer. That's solid stuff.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discounts not available in all states or situations.